be a sponge. So be willing to always learn. You can always learn from every situation, whether it's good or bad. Don't go in thinking that you are the bee's knees, because there's always somebody that's better than you. Trust that. There's a difference between growing and completely changing who you are as a person, who your heart is. Don't change for anybody. Believe in your own magic. Don't compare yourself, because that's huge. I can't think of my life being any other way. I've been so used to being self-employed that I do have this thing now of me being in sole control of my life and my work and what it is that I do.
Welcome to Begin, Build, Blossom, Your Business Journey, the podcast where we share valuable insights, resources, and motivation to fuel your entrepreneurial spirit. Let's build a supportive community together. Don't forget to subscribe or follow wherever you listen to podcasts and be part of this journey.
This episode of Begin, Build, Blossom, Your Business Journey was presented by CME Accounting LLC in collaboration with the St. Lucia High Commission in the United Kingdom. Welcome to Begin, Build, Blossom, Your Business Journey, a space for inspiration, insight, and real conversations. I'm your host, Angela St. Dennis, and thank you for joining us for yet another inspiring episode. Today's guest is a powerhouse of talent, heart, and soul, a dynamic performer and creative visionary with over 2 decades in the arts. A proud third-generation St. Lucian, she carries the rhythm and spirit of the Caribbean in everything she does. From the world's biggest stages to intimate, soul-stirring performances. You've seen her light up the West End in hit productions like The Lion King, Sister Act, and Motown, the musical, of course. And you might have caught her dazzling audiences around the globe as a guest entertainer on international cruises. But her brilliance doesn't stop there. She is a devoted mentor, a certified sound therapy practitioner, and an artiste liaison working with world-class artists like Blackstreet and Davido, all while championing the next generation of artists to own their voices and shine. Her mission is all about spreading love, light, and empowerment through every note and breath. Our guest is the soulful, inspiring, and ever radiant Tanya Edwards. Welcome to Begin, Build, Blossom, Tanya.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. What about
Good.
you?
I'm good.
Okay, thank you for accepting our invitation.
Of course, Angela. Anything for you? Anything for Miss Angela?
I feel honored. Well, I mean, in Begin, Build, Blossom, as you would have learned, we speak about the journey. And it's not just big businesses, but they're individuals. Businesses can take every form, every size.
Yeah.
You just name it. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
To get started, we have this section called Rapid Fire. So we'll have Rapid Fire, we'll do a Begin section, a Build, and Blossom.
Okay.
Of course, just following the name. So in Rapid Fire, we'll get to know you a little bit better.
Okay.
So the first question on the Rapid Fire is, what is a word you could use to describe yourself as a child and a word now as an adult?
As a child, fast. I was always everywhere. Like always everywhere with, yeah. You ask me a question, I'll give you an answer. If I'm not supposed to be somewhere, I will be there. Even as a toddler, I'm sure. Now, I would say that I am a lot more centered. I'm centered.
Okay.
Which is taking time.
A long time. So that sounds like a slowdown in a way. What would you attribute to the transition or the change?
100%. I think life, just this thing called life, if I'm honest, just things that you go through in life just gives you different perspective. I've had some major things happen. And I think that my perspective has changed a lot in regards to just walking through this thing we call life. And I think being a lot slower and more centered for me has been beneficial for just me walking through life, if I'm honest with
stability,
you.
I suppose.
100%. In every way as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's been
great.
huge.
So a level of growth and
100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. So our next question on the rapid fire has to do with a book or a movie that you found inspiring or you like that you'd like to share with the audience.
Okay. It was inspiring to me. It's a movie that I've always had in my mind, and it's Coach Carter, right?
Okay.
Coach Carter is about a teacher that's basically a mentor for
That's
some
with
young
Samuel L.
boys.
Jackson?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson. Basketball. And I've always enjoyed watching those movies. when I think about the movies that I do enjoy, it's always the ones that have like a mentor helping young people or people that
Yeah, the
are in the
disadvantage we
need.
could say.
Right.
Yes, the underdog.
The underdogs. Yeah.
Yes.
Because like I've been an underdog. So I think it probably
can relate.
Right. And I think I've been an underdog, and now I feel like I'm kind of sometimes on the other side now where I'm also a mentor. So I think it's just being relatable. But yeah, Coach Carter is always a wonderful movie that is simple, but I go back to all the time.
It has a message.
100%, yeah.
Okay, excellent. The next question has to do with fun and fact and something people don't know about you.
I feel like you've just told them everything about me, Angela. Do you know what I enjoy a lot that some people don't know? Is I love salsa music, Cuban music.
That's just whole vibe.
Girl, I don't understand what they're saying. But
I know, right?
Do I care, Angela?
No, you do not.
I do not care.
You just like the vibe.
Yes. Like, I'm really huge where I go into places and people start talking to me Dominican and thinking that I'm from Puerto Rico. And I'm like, I'm not at all. I don't know what you're saying. But yeah, I love salsa music.
So that means you should start learning a little bit of Spanish.
That's all I know. See?
You've answered correctly. You've answered correctly.
No, for real, yeah.
All right. So moving to the next question.
Yes.
If there's a country in the world that you could visit, where would that be?
That I'm yet to go to, or one that
it could be somewhere you've gone already.
Okay, I'll tell you somewhere that I've gone already that I've always said I have to go back is Tahiti. Tahiti in like the French Polynesian islands. I remember doing a cruise ship and I was singing on one as a young person. I was in my 20s and I got the opportunity to do a world tour, like a world cruise. And that was one of the places that I think I was only there for about 4 hours, 5 hours. But it was a place that I went to and I said, I have to go back. Tahiti. There was something.
So what was it about it?
It was like calming. It was they were very welcoming, but it was like there was just a spiritual energy in the space that I loved. Yeah, I can't even look at me. I can't even put words to it.
Yes,
but there was something about the grounds of Tahiti where I was like, something like this exists. It was like something that you see in movies. I remember thinking, this is guys like on, horses and tattoos on black beaches and long hair. And I was like, what is this place? Yeah, it was
interesting.
Yeah. We'll go, Angela.
Yes.
Let's go to Tahiti.
Yeah, we'll do that. Let's plan it. I'm serious. All right, so we come to the final question on the rapid fire. Is there a favorite childhood memory that you can recall that brings a smile to your face? Sure. There are so many?
There's so many. A lot of them. If I'm honest, I think one that does stick to my head of me actually being quite young was before I lost my granddad. And it would be Christmas. Christmas, and I remember opening a tape. And I remember the tape being a Michael Jackson. I think it was like Heal the World or something. But I remember that feeling. I remember that memory. We were all together. Yeah. And that hasn't happened. It ain't happened since. But yes, that's a memory that will stick.
That's really good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit of you. And so now we're getting to the meat of the matter.
Okay.
So we talk about you as a performer, as a singer. How did that come about? Is it something you always knew or it just happened?
Do you know what? I was a dancer before I was a singer. So
you were in the creatives.
I've always been a creative. Yeah, absolutely. So I was in like dance troupes, like street dance and contemporary dance. And I was always in, doing after school clubs and things like that. And I was dancing, but then I remember watching a choir and I remember thinking, oh my God, they were singing like Man in the Mirror. Michael Jackson, which was quite cool. I was used to choirs being, hymns. And so when I saw, right, very much like that. So when I saw, them sing Man in the Mirror, and they all looked like me and they looked quite cool. And I was like, I want to be in a choir. I auditioned and I got in, and I remember that was the first time, I would have been about 15, really, when I realized that I was good. I was a very good singer. Without like having to train or anything like that. It's just something I did at home, but I didn't showcase it. Whereas dancing, I showcased a lot.
Okay.
And then when I was 16, I auditioned for The Lion King, and I was too young.
Oh.
They asked me, they basically offered me the job, and I was too young. My mum said, you still have another year in college. I refuse. You cannot take the job. And she said to me, if you're good enough, they'll call you back next year. And honestly, a year later, I got a call back, and I couldn't believe it. And it was just, I was really thrown in the deep end, if I'm honest, in regards to the arts, because like I said, it was something that I would do after school, but I didn't necessarily train.
Okay. So now you had to learn on the job.
Right. And I did. I learned on the job. I was like a sponge. I still am, if I'm honest. Wherever I go, I kind of just soak everything up. But I learned on the job, and I had incredible like peers and great choreographer, and they were basically my mentors. And I just kind of had this journey of like learning and discovering how good I was at what it was that I was doing, or learning things that I didn't know I could do, I was doing. And I just kept going, Angela. It's crazy. When I really reflect now, I don't understand how I did it, but I did. I was just learning on the job. I didn't have an agent. My mum was my agent. I had to learn how to find myself an agent. I then found an agent, and then audition process. How do you do that? You're just thrown in.
Prepare for it.
Yeah. I had to learn how to prep, how to maintain my voice, how to look after my voice, how to look after myself, because auditions are no joke.
I could imagine, because it's a competitive
sing,
something.
You have to dance, you have to act, you have to, it was
remember
a lot.
The lines.
Yes. When I think about it, 17 was so young, 16, 17 was so young. Now when I reflect back, and yeah, I did a pretty good job. I have to tell myself that, because no one's going to tell you.
That is true. That is true. So you started with The Lion King. So now you had moved out of just singing and dancing. You now had to do this whole performance in there.
Yeah.
So as you grow, how did you expose yourself to other experiences? Because you were also in Sister Act, in Motown, and these are just a few names.
These are they're just shows that, like I said, I think when I had a taste of The Lion King and having a live audience and so many people, I think The Lion King was like the biggest audience that I had. It was like I had a taste of it and I wanted more. And I think it was that hunger of wanting to always be better, always wanted to do more. Because really, if I'm honest with myself, I think I left Lion King after, I think it was 2 years I did. I left Lion King after 2 years because I thought, if I don't leave this place, I'm going to stay here for the rest of my life.
Okay.
I remember saying this to someone. I was like, I enjoyed it. I loved the music. I loved the friends that I made there. I loved the costume. I loved everything about that show. But I was still really young and I knew that I had to do other things. Otherwise, I would have just stayed in one show.
Okay. So there weren't any opportunities to, I guess, grow or progress, or you had to move on to other shows?
I had to audition for other shows. What was funny is when I left Lion King, I went into Lion King again, Angela. I just went to Lion King in Paris. So it was a different adaptation of the show, but it was the same show. I couldn't get away from Lion King for about 3-4 years.
Okay.
And then I absolutely auditioned for like other shows, and I then went into Dirty Dancing, and then I experienced a tour. So I went to like Asia, and I done Hairspray and Singapore and Malaysia, and it was having a taste of leaving home early. It was a great life. I'm still like that now. I mean, I'm still
like a walrus, as
you
they
know,
say, always wanting to travel. Or is it Dora the Explorer?
Dora the Explorer. I'm always somewhere now. Whatever, if I have any work and they offer me opportunity to be somewhere else, I will go. I'll take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all of this now, it's a business. But did you view it that way? Did you think of, having a team together? I now need to run this like a business. I need a manager. I need an accountant. I need a lawyer, all these things.
Do you know what? I learned the hard way. I tell you, I learned the hard way. I didn't have too much guidance or knowledge, with understanding the arts. So like I had an agent. Yes. I still have an agent. Accountant, I had to get an accountant. But really what I learned was that I am my business, even now. Like someone who's self-employed.
Yes.
You are I'm like my walk-in job. Everything that I can do is me that can do it. So like my voice, my body. Do you know what I mean? I have to be able to move, dance, articulate, sing. I learned that, I think, I'd say in my 20s, my mid-20s, I really understood that I'm a walk-in job. Without me, in a good way, I'm screwed. Do you know what I mean? So, I really had to learn that. There's a crazy, crazy thing to think. But now I can't think of my life being any other way. I've been so used to being self-employed that I do have this thing now of me being in sole control of my life and my work and what it is that I do. Pros and cons to that. But I enjoy it. I still enjoy it.
Okay. So in terms of keeping track of the money, keeping track of the movements, is there someone that you have?
I have an accountant now. I was always told, you could do it yourself. And me, Angela? Absolutely not. I'll get myself into trouble. I know I would. I just don't have that. I don't have that knowledge. I think a lot of people actually in the arts don't. And we just go, do you know what?
Yes.
Please take that away.
But at the same time, you still have to have some knowledge that when someone comes to you with something, you can say, something is wrong here.
Absolutely. Something's wrong here. Yeah. And you need to know like what you can tax and what, you keep track of. Yeah. I need to be better at that, but I am good at it.
Okay.
But I need to be top notch on it if I'm honest with you.
Okay. And what about your contract reviews? Do you do those yourself or you have a lawyer that you retain to assist you?
Agent does. Agent. Yeah. So, I mean, I would read through my contracts, of course, but I'll always have an agent that will look through it as well. Yeah. That will prove that. Yeah. But I don't have a lawyer as such. I mean,
so you're doing well. You don't need a lawyer.
I'm doing all right. I haven't got myself in trouble just yet. Well, Angela.
Okay. So how would you say that you've been able to just keep doing what you love, to keep getting jobs, to getting offers?
It's hard. Sometimes you don't get offers, but I believe that what is for you is for you. And there's always, I think being in this industry has made me really understand that. And it's hard. It's been really hard. There's been jobs that I've really, really wanted, or you think that you've really got it. That's the worst thing, because in theatre, especially, I mean, I've kind of slowly moving away from that now, just because in theatre, a lot of people behind the table could make you feel like you have a job, which for me is it's not nice. Yeah, right?
No. It's a false sense of security.
Right. And if you do that to grown people, imagine doing that to young people, like at 16, 17.
Yeah, those who have no confidence. They don't understand that. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. But I know the game. I know it so well now. I've been in it for so long that I know it. But not being in work has made me understand the importance of always having something to do.
Okay.
Because I think in theatre you can get so hooked on, it's a year contract, financial security for the year. You could renew your contract if you're good. There's this.
And not looking.
Right. So people don't look. Whereas I've had to, because I chose to just walk and find other things. I think it's been great. Because also you realize that there are other things that you could do, right? You don't know unless you try to do other things.
Okay.
So yeah, I think I'm like that. I'm quite good at trying new things and wearing all the hats. And
Yeah, so we see in
I love
your
that.
description, we spoke about you being a liaison for
I like
artists.
to-
Tell us about that.
Yeah, again, this is just something that, like I said, unless you remove yourself from something and give yourself the space and the time to be able to do something else, this is how that came about. I decided to step away from theatre for a while. This was after I left Motown, and then I got called by Soul to Soul to go on tour with the group Soul to Soul, and I did that for 5 years. But then through that, our old tour manager asked me to assist him on some production. And I thought, I've never done production before. He was like, you've been in theatre for X amount of years. You have the knowledge. Trust that you could do it. I'll assist you. I'll show you the ropes. And then he said, okay, it's going to be a tour and we're going to be here. We're going to be in Paris. And the artist is Davido. I said, which Davido? I said, it can't be who I think you're talking about. And he said, yeah. He said, look, I need you to assist me. We got the tour bus. We got blah, 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 blah. And this is what you need to do. And honestly, if I didn't have him giving me a little step-by-step like guidance, I would have thought, I would have to study to do that. I have to be top dog at this in order to get... No, it's just having somebody, again, I feel like I'm constantly, there's always a mentor there for me.
And your network.
100%.
The value of your network.
100%. And he gave me that opportunity and I just ran with it. I said, you know what? It's some money. It's still in the creative field. It's something I feel like in my heart I could do, but I have the fear of doing it. But I'm going to feel the fear and do it anyway, right?
There's a book, let's call that.
And I was reading the book at the time.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Susan Jeffers. I was reading the book and I said, look, and I done it. And then after that, people, again, you kind of meet people. They see how you work. They ask if you're free these dates. And then because you're not in theatre and you're not tied down.
Yes, you're now flexible.
I'm now flexible. And I've realized now that like I need my freedom. I'll choose my freedom every single time. Every single time. And I just kept, again, it's just people connections now, just saying, I heard that you were here. I saw you doing X on your Instagram or your LinkedIn. And they say, look, are you available? And I say, yes. And then I just...
And there you go.
And there you go.
Exploring.
It's all exploring. Exactly that. It is that. I'm keen to explore and keep exploring.
This episode of Begin, Build, Blossom, Your Business Journey was presented by CME Accounting LLC in collaboration with the St. Lucia High Commission in the United Kingdom. Yes, I just had an interview with Lee John, and that's something he said, it's just about learning. For him, he's always learning, even as he is at this point, and he's a big artist, 100%. It's learning every day and learning something new and having that hunger for it.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference.
I think a lot of creatives have that thing. I think it takes us a while to get there, if I'm honest, but when we're there, we're there. I think there's always room to grow. There's always something you can learn. There's always somebody that you can learn from. Always. So, yeah.
Okay. So thanks for sharing that. In terms of, you touched on it a little bit about mentorship. Was there anyone that you looked up to and eventually you were able to get them as a mentor or have conversations to guide you?
Within the theatre industry,
creative industry,
definitely. It's only when you really look back as somebody who's like grown now. I'm 38 now. But now when I look back, I actually had a conversation with a guy called Clement Ishmael, who was the musical supervisor for The Lion King. And he auditioned me, and he was a guy, he was South African and Bayesian. And he was like the biggest support for me, because when I walked in to do my audition, I remember I didn't understand all of this, Angela. Have an agent, know what sheet music is, know what a headshot was. I just rocked up in a tracksuit. I was in a baby blue Mackenzie tracksuit.
So you remember
I had a cap. I remember it. I had a bandana.
Because that was your dance kind of...
That was my thing. Yes. I had dancing boots, baby blue Mackenzie trackie, a cap. that hasn't left. Cap, bandana, 2 little twists. And I rocked up and just said, I'll sing a cappella. They were like, what? A cappella? I was like, yeah. But I started singing His Eyes on the Sparrow, which was from Sister Act, because I loved the movie. And I remember him leaving his seat and coming and playing. He just knew. He knew what it was. And he brought me outside afterwards and said, you're different. You're really special. The fact that, firstly, you're singing this song, don't have any sheet music, you're brave enough to do it. And he, throughout the whole time, because I covered Nala. So I was 17. I wasn't the lead, but
I've
I
never
covered.
seen The Lion King.
Angela, what? Okay, we need
Somebody
to get you
needs
to see
to
the
take me
show.
to The Lion King.
Oh gosh! So it's Tahiti and The Lion King. We're going. And Nala is like Simba's girlfriend. Like she's like the main lioness in the show. I covered her. So when she was off, I would go on for her.
Okay.
And at 17, it's really young and it was a really huge responsibility to cover a lead role.
Because that's a leading...
100%. I'd never done anything like this before. And then you have like thousands of people watching
Live.
No
time for errors.
No time for errors. And he always took me aside and said, you could do this. And I believed that I could, and I did. And he was like he played a huge part in just my confidence, as a performer, as a young woman, having that mentor. I also didn't have a father in my life. So it was like a father figure really for me at that time that I didn't realize I needed or I had actually wanted at that time.
Okay.
And we're still really good friends. He's just left actually as musical supervisor. Yeah, he stepped down. He's going back to Barbados and enjoying and arranging music and writing music and just living his best life. So shout out to Clement Ishmael. Yeah, he was a huge mentor for me.
Oh, fantastic. And so we know that you're also doing some mentorship.
Yeah.
Well, what inspired you to take on that role?
I've always done it. It's something I've always done. I've always just had this thing. I've always gone back to my old college and done workshops. I've always gone back and done exam prep, for the performing arts students. I've just always done it. I don't know where it came from. I don't know, but I've always done it. And I had a company. I don't anymore, but I did have a company for a short period of time before I actually lost my mum, where I was, again, going into schools and colleges and had a team. And we were going in and doing, presentations and workshops. And I think I realized that I didn't need to set up a company to do that. I could do that just being me. So I decided to dissolve the company. And I still do it now. I'll go back to schools, colleges, a lot of kind of sixth form colleges or unis kind of reach out to me and say, could you come in and do workshops? And absolutely. I love it. And they're so good. And they remind me of myself, a lot of them, especially when you go back to the public ones. Nah, it's not the private, the ones that I can really relate to, just public colleges and schools and being able to work with these young people and answer questions that, that I had when I was that age and being able to really give them a very clean cut, honest answer.
Yes, feedback so that can help them to improve.
Yeah. Because I think that's hard to come by.
Yes,
Is giving them the truth.
Yes, and not sugarcoating it. Because everybody 100% is not going to be a winner.
Girl, and it's hard.
And you need to acknowledge that there is a winner.
100%.
But this is what you can do to get to that standard.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that needs to be clear.
Yeah. And there's always something,
So you don't create a false sense of security or a false sense of success or your ability.
Yeah.
So that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a really good point. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's also this thing of certified sound therapy.
Yeah. I'm now
Tell me about that.
Yeah. So I'm a qualified sound therapy practitioner. So I do a lot of, it's more so in the wellness spaces. So when you see kind of, crystal singing bowls, I do a lot of that now because I've always been huge on meditation and my yoga and my practices that everything just kind of it felt right. It felt right. So now I do them by myself in my home. I gave my sister a little 10-minute session today. But yeah, I do a lot of that, and I'm trying now to actually collab with people and bring them into spaces because I think it's important to just switch off for a minute and just look inwards for a second.
Especially in this age.
Especially 100%, Angela.
So where did you learn? Where did that come from, though? That interest.
I know. I think I'd seen it about. I'd seen videos and TikToks and all of this with it, and then I went and I experienced the sound journey myself. Especially again after losing my mum, I think, and going. It was like my grieving journey.
May she rest in peace. I knew her as well. She was very nice. Yeah.
I know. It's something that just unlocked certain chakras, really, just certain spaces where we, especially as a community, we kind of hold things in, whether we're angry, whether we're sad, there's always, unless it's something that's happy, we don't really show it, I find. So I would go weekly, and then I just realized that this is something that I'm connected with, and the spin that I have is that I use my vocal chakra anyway. I'm a vocalist. So I realized that when I was learning it and going and doing the theory and doing my courses, that everything just came really naturally to me. Even my teacher was saying, you're different. Like there's something different. And yeah, I just went in and I wanted to get my qualification. So I studied it, done the course and qualified. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. So now you're multi-talented in terms of performing. Now you're in that therapy space as well.
Yeah.
Has film ever been something of interest to you? Getting into television or movies or any of those type of...
Yeah, I've always said that. Yes, absolutely. But it's very hard. It's very hard, I think. I think that's harder. Those spaces are harder to get into. I'm lucky because I sing, I move, and I act. So theatre's the easy route, right? You could do any of those things and you get in, whereas as an actor, it's so hard to just be doing that one thing, do it incredibly well, be at the right place at the right time, know the right people, be with the right agent. It's just a bigger pool. But definitely something. I mean, I speak to my agent and I always say, look, I want to take a break from this. Can we try and focus on that? But your agent can also only do so much.
Yes.
And this is what people have to understand as well in this game or this thing we call the arts. The industry is so difficult because there's so many people. And your agent can put you up for work, yes, but it's for a casting director to say, yes, okay, I want to see that person. And it could be anything. You could be, you've got the wrong hairstyle. Your headshot has the wrong style. You look like this. You look like that.
The perception. That someone has before they even know who you are.
Yeah.
So they've drawn a conclusion.
100%.
Of what this person.
Or they simply just have a vision of what it is that they want.
And you're not that vision?
That's the thing, and I'm not the vision. Do you know what I mean? They want a mum. This is what's really hard for me at the minute in regards to the TV world is I'm 38, but to a lot of people, they tell me I look 28. So I can't go up for a mum, even though they want me as... Do you know what I mean? It's like my agent will say, okay, she's 38. Let's put her up for the mum called Jenny. The casting director will get that and go, she don't look like a mum. But the age is... The age you're looking for is 33 to 40.
Yes.
She's 38. But to them,
Yes.
It's something as simple as that.
Amazing.
They might not want a mum that looks... I don't know. If I'm wearing a cap, they might say looking a bit cool. They want somebody who's a bit more dainty. You will get that part, Angela, over me 100%. Because that's what they're looking for.
Yes.
You know, so it's a harder game, but definitely something that I'll tap into.
Okay.
But I think everything happens when it's supposed to happen.
Yes. Maybe we can make some introductions.
There you go.
Yes.
Hello,
Angela. The network.
There you go. Network is your net worth. Yeah. 100%.
That's right. So we went through the begin, a lot about the building, and then there is that blossoming. But before you blossom, there's always a major struggle of some sort. Can you recall what one of those struggles might be and how you overcame it?
A struggle.
That's something that you'd want to share.
Yeah, struggle for me, I think, in regards to what I do is, I've had a couple, but I remember feeling stuck.
Mm-hmm.
There was this phase where I felt stuck. Like, I don't know what to do. I just feel like, what is it? Yeah, I'm not going nowhere. I'm not getting the auditions. The auditions ain't coming in enough. Am I good enough? It was that. But I realized that it was a mental block.
Mm.
And I had to be in control of that, and I had to do the work. Right. So that's when I think I did go on this, like a wellness journey, more of a wellness journey, where I had to look in and do a lot more kind of, for me, it was meditation. It was being with myself. It was reading more self-motivational books, listening to more self-motivational, uplifting podcasts, or, you know, things to kind of get me out of that rut. That's what got me out of it, I think. And a really small group of really good friends. But that was that was a really hard period. And also, like I said, losing your mum on top of that.
Yes, I remember.
That was like, I was a hermit for like a year. I didn't do anything but eat for a year. I just put on a whole load of weight. I just ate. I didn't even realize I was doing it. But then you understand what grief is, and you look into why you're doing the things that you're doing and that. And I think that, yeah, it was coming out of that as well. But a lot of it is to do with, it's all inward journey, I believe, with everybody. I think when people start looking at themselves and be more honest with themselves as to why they feel a certain way, why they act a certain way, why they are talking about that person in a certain way, it's always, you always kind of have to look.
Yes.
I had to take some accountability. Yeah, I've been insecure plenty of times. It's probably why I'm single now, Angela. I am single, people.
Yes, we might be in the same boat. So yes. Oh my gosh. So, but thanks for sharing that, and that inside story. And it in a way, it's a bit of your vulnerability, to give of yourself. So thanks for sharing that. So now we have the map of St. Lucia, very visible. She doesn't even know she.
On me, yeah. Yeah.
We mentioned it in the beginning, your St. Lucianness, that heritage. How has that influenced who Tanya Edwards is today?
Gosh, I'm such a proud Lucian. I think like my grandparents, my mum, as much as my mum was born in the UK, in London, she never, ever forgot her roots. And I think it was just always installed and embedded in me. And I've gone back home every year without fail. I'm back there. So it's just, I think a lot of my friends, if I'm honest, that are third generation, Angela, I have to say, are just so proud of their St. Lucian roots. Honestly, I think it's just a beautiful place. The people are beautiful. You go back, you feel connected in a way that, I'll be honest with you, I don't feel British at all. Apart from my accent. Like, I don't feel like I and you know what? I never really have. I haven't, like, as an adult.
Yeah. So you have this identity, which is great.
100%. But yeah, it's down to everything. The foods that we eat, the music that we listen to. It's like just a cultural pot that I've always had and been around within my family. So it's definitely a place that I call home, as much as I may not, have a passport or been born there, or it's still always going to be a place.
Situation?
Yes, we do. We will talk about that, Angela.
Definitely, I have a lot of things to solve.
It's because everything's changed now. So we have. I mean, for the third gen, it was a huge thing to hear that we're actually able to go for like our citizenship. It's a huge deal for us because it's something that we've been longing for a long time.
Okay, great. So you have to make it happen.
But I will. I've said it. My mom was in the process of doing it, and I will do it for her for sure.
All right. So yes, we've done the struggle. So now it's about blossoming. Do you believe that you've reached that sort of blossom stage in what you've accomplished of where you want to go? What would that look like if you have it?
I feel like there's more, but I feel like I'm probably in one of the best spaces I've ever been.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, I think it's just because of the inward work that I have done.
Mm-hmm.
And also I think the reflective work of looking at what it is that I have done. Because I think a lot of the time we focus on the lack of what we don't have, what we want to do, as opposed to, I've done this, I'm able to do this. We don't talk about ourselves like that. We don't, right?
Yes,
We're always, see, it makes you think, right?
Yes.
I said it to my friends the other day. You're always looking for the next thing.
Mm-hmm. But if we take stock or check our receipts, as they say.
Check your receipts. Think about the thing. Check those receipts.
Not the ones from Tesco.
Not the ones from...
or any of the supermarkets.
Honestly, look at all of the things that you have actually accomplished and write them down.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you go, do you know what?
Mm-hmm. Your success sheet.
100%. Yeah. Like, I'm blossoming. And I cannot wait to see where I am by the time I'm 40 and 45 and 50 and whatever. But I'm in a really nice space. There's things that, yes, I want to do. I want to continue with my sound bowl stuff, continue with my live music, continue with my ships. I love doing the cruise ships. It's fun. It's like working holiday.
Mm-hmm.
Like after doing something like a West End show, 8 shows a week for a year.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can go
That's
away.
Relaxing.
Girl, you can go away and work a couple of days a week and not feel bad for doing it. I feel great. We worked hard enough. So yes, I'm blossoming. I'm in my blossoming phase and there's still more to do, but I'm there. I feel like I'm there.
Okay. Oh, excellent. So that brings me to this question about family and balancing. You know, because in show business, in the creative industry, the balance, have you been able to balance or is it in an imbalance?
Yeah, I found balance.
Okay, you found
it. I understand the importance of it. I really
Did you
do.
Always, or was it something you had to grow to achieve rather? Something you had to grow to achieve?
I was always a little bit of a rebel. So even though you have a year contract, you have to have your holidays here, you can't go off here because the show has to go on. You have to, I always remembered things like, you know, my mum's birthday was very important that I always wanted to be at. So I'd call in sick. I didn't feel no way. You know, there's certain things that I always did anyway, but yeah, I think I'm good. I'm good with that now. I'm good. I'm very like, you know, I look in my diary, I block out certain dates so my agent can't book me for because I need 2 weeks. This whole system that we have to have whatever, however, what, and your holiday, I don't even understand any of it. I create my own life and it's been doing me very well. It's allowed me to blossom. So I'm going to try and continue with it. I'm not going to, what is it? Don't fix what isn't broken.
That's right.
It's not broken right now.
Right.
So
you just keep it well oiled.
I'm just going to keep it well oiled and I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm quite good with balance, if I'm honest at the minute.
Okay.
I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
So that means you're able to deal with any challenge that might come up. Then because you have this center, you know, okay, yes, it's a challenge, but it's not going to derail me.
No.
From whatever it is because I have a center.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because before there was a time where I would derail 100%. But yeah, you have to really kind of really get at me for me to move now.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got a voice. I've definitely got a voice.
Okay. So we've had a lot of discussions, a lot of sharing. What would you say is the biggest lesson you've learned in all of this, in getting to this blossoming stage?
Do you know what? It's believe in your own magic. Don't compare yourself, because that's huge. I don't even think that's something that's only in the arts, Angela. I think it's everywhere. And I think especially with social media, with this, with that, we're always compare yourself with that person, compare yourself. Now I just don't compare. I do not compare. I don't look at too much of other people's thing, and you just believe in your own magic, because what is for you is for you.
Absolutely.
It will never go past. So
yes.
Yeah.
It's funny, audience, in that a lot of times things happen that derail our plans. And in the moment you think, gosh, everything is going wrong. But if you stop for a moment and assess the situation, you'll see all things are working out for your good. I had that
100%.
experience today.
Really?
So,
Oh
yes.
gosh. Oh gosh.
So it's a daily reminder,
Yeah.
you know,
100%.
just to keep focused.
The
and
worst
remember
thing
what,
can happen, but
Yes.
there's always a lesson in anything that will happen. It's just
That
for
is true.
you to really hone in on what that lesson is.
It's always hard though.
Honestly,
You have to
girl,
admit it's hard.
Yeah.
But keep
Yeah.
that North Star, as somebody I know used to say, in mind.
100%.
So as we close out, the creative industry is a place that lots of people are aspiring to. What are three words of advice, or what are three things you would advise somebody entering the creative industry to consider?
My thing is always have a plan B.
Okay.
I would. It could be anything that you enjoy doing. Find something else that you enjoy also. Not saying that, you know, A would fail, but even if you want to do it alongside A, you can, I think. Something else is you are enough as you are. You don't really have to, yes, there's growing, but there's a difference between growing and completely changing who you are as a person, who your heart is. Don't change for anybody. And number 3, be willing to be a sponge. So be willing to always learn. You can always learn from every situation, whether it's good or bad. Don't go in thinking that you are the bee's knees, because there's always somebody that's better than you. Trust that. And it's okay.
Yes.
That's okay. But that's the reality and that's the truth. So yeah, so I'd say that.
And, you know, just to add to that, thanks so much for sharing those words of encouragement, or rather factors that should be considered, because there are two sides to that coin. There is someone who's possibly better than you, but there's also someone who's looking at you and thinking
that you exactly.
You've got it.
Exactly.
So I had this fascinating experience. I was standing at the bus stop and I'm eating tamarind, you know what that is, right? And I'm there I'm thinking, I don't look that good today, but I have my sweatpants and my jogger top, and I'm eating my tamarind and I have my hat. And a lady just randomly came up to me and she says, make sure you don't eat too much, you know, so you can keep that stomach flat. And so on, you're looking so good. And I'm thinking, and I'm always thinking to myself, listen, this belly's big. Listen, the food is good.
We're our worst critique.
Everybody else.
Oh God. Andrew,
it's going everywhere else. Everywhere else is flat except the belly. This is what my thoughts are, you know. And she is admiring me, and I'm thinking, you know, I just have my sweatpants. And then she just randomly started telling me about herself. You know, she can only keep her weight off because she fasts regularly.
Right.
And then she walks, and she hasn't been able to walk as much as she used to because now she's sitting at the computer. I don't know this lady from anywhere, you know.
Wow.
And then she started to tell me about her life, and she's come here and all these different things. And so as the bus approached, I said, okay, are you going on the bus? She said, no, I'm walking down the road.
And so she actually stopped to have a full-on conversation.
Anybody watching would think I know this lady. I don't know her from anywhere. I've never seen her before.
People are admiring you from afar.
I was tempted to do a live. I do not do lives. I do not do any of those things you know, we always think that we don't have anything that can inspire someone,
100%.
But you just never know. And this experience told me that.
Yeah.
There's always someone looking.
Always someone looking at you.
And
100%.
there's always someone thinking that you've achieved it.
Yeah.
You know,
and you're inspiring them.
So, yes.
You know what I mean?
So there are those two sides of the coin.
100%.
So it adds to what you said, you're enough. You're enough. Just find the value in whatever it is that you do out there. So, Tanya, we've had a really good conversation.
I know, this has been so nice. So, I thought it was going to be nerve-wracking and I was going to be like, oh, but this has been so nice.
I tried to make guests comfortable.
No, it's lovely. It's been really nice.
So since you're a mentor, why don't you share with our audience how they can reach out to you if they want to learn a little more? Or even find out about the song therapy
find me. I think my Instagram is probably the best way to come and find me.
Yeah, you get to see wherever she is.
So you can find me at Tanya Nicole Edwards. Look at me with my full government name. But yeah, Tanya Nicole Edwards is my Instagram. So find me on there. I've got an email attached. If you have any inquiries or anything like that, you could pop that in. And I will get back to you. But definitely my Instagram is the one that you want.
Okay. Excellent. So thank you for sharing with us.
Thank you.
And then we can connect on those many other ideas we discussed.
100%, Angela. We will be in touch.
Okay. Great. Thank you for listening. This has been Begin, Build, Blossom, your business journey. Remember to like, subscribe, and share so we can grow the network. Thanks. That's all for now. I'm your host, Angela Dennis. Until next time. A quick note before we wrap up. The insights and experiences shared by our guests are their own. We love creating space for real conversations about business and growth, and everyone's journey is unique. Therefore, this podcast is for informational and inspirational purposes only. It is not meant to replace legal, financial, or other professional advice. So, we encourage you to take what's useful, do your own due diligence, and build what works best for you.
Thanks for listening to Begin, Build, Blossom, your business journey. We hope today's conversation gave you the insights and inspiration you need to move forward on your own path. Don't forget to subscribe or follow wherever you get your podcasts so you never miss an episode. Do you have feedback? We'd love to hear from you at podcast@cmeaccountingllc.com. Join us again next week for a new episode.